A political movement built around a cockroach may have just exposed one of the biggest challenges facing Narendra Modi's government. What began as an online meme has exploded into one of the largest youth-driven protest movements India has seen in years. The Cockroach Jantar Party, launched only weeks ago, has already attracted more than 22 million Instagram followers. Now, for the first time, it has stepped off social media and onto the streets. Hundreds gathered in New Delhi as the movement's founder, Abhijeet Dipke, arrived from the United States carrying a copy of India's constitution and leading demonstrations demanding the resignation of Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. At first glance, this might look like another viral internet phenomenon, but beneath the memes, slogans, and social media posts lies something much bigger. A growing generation of young Indians questioning whether the country's economic success is translating into opportunities for them. And that is why India's political establishment is paying close attention. To understand why this movement has gained traction so quickly, we need some context. India is currently one of the world's fastest growing major economies. The country has become a technology hub, expanded its manufacturing base, and emerged as an increasingly important global power. Prime Minister Narendra Modi remains one of the world's most recognizable political leaders, and his party continues to dominate much of India's political landscape. But economic growth statistics often hide a more complicated reality. India has nearly 400 million people between the ages of 15 and 29. Every year, millions enter the workforce hoping to find stable employment and upward mobility. Yet youth unemployment remains a persistent challenge. Even among educated young people, many struggle to find jobs matching their qualifications. At the same time, recurring controversies involving examination paper leaks, recruitment delays, and administrative failures have fueled frustration among students who see education as their primary path toward economic security. That frustration created fertile ground for a movement that nobody expected. And that leads to the first major reason behind the Cockroach Jantar Party's rise. The movement is tapping into anger that existed long before it appeared online. The immediate trigger for the protests was the issue of examination paper leaks and alleged errors in test evaluations. For millions of students, competitive examinations determine access to universities, government jobs, and future careers. When those examinations are compromised, students can lose years of preparation through no fault of their own. For many young Indians, these incidents represent more than administrative mistakes. They symbolize a system that appears increasingly unreliable at precisely the moment when competition for opportunities is becoming more intense. The Cockroach Jantar Party has positioned itself as the voice of that frustration. Its messaging is simple, direct, and designed for social media. Rather than speaking the language of traditional politics, it speaks the language of students, graduates, and young professionals who feel ignored by established institutions. But anger alone does not explain how a movement gained 22 million followers so quickly. That brings us to the second major story. This movement demonstrates the growing power of digital politics in India. For decades, political influence flowed through parties, television networks, newspapers, and established organizations. Today, social media allows entirely new actors to reach massive audiences almost overnight. The Cockroach Jantar Party did not build local offices across India. It did not spend years developing party structures. It did not rely on traditional political machinery. Instead, it built a digital community first. That community proved powerful enough to transform online engagement into physical mobilization. When Dipke landed in New Delhi, supporters greeted him like a national political figure, despite the movement being only weeks old. The government's response reveals why authorities are taking it seriously. Officials reportedly blocked the movement's account on X inside India. Senior government figures have accused the group of attracting support from anti-government elements and foreign audiences. The movement rejects those accusations and points to follower data suggesting that the overwhelming majority of its supporters are based in India. Regardless of who is correct, the dispute highlights a larger reality. Social media movements can now shape political conversations far faster than traditional institutions can respond, and that leads directly to the third and most important revelation. The real issue is not the Cockroach Jantar Party itself. It is what the movement represents. Across the world, young voters increasingly judge governments less on ideology and more on practical outcomes. Employment opportunities, living costs, education quality, housing affordability, and economic mobility often matter more than traditional political debates. India is not immune to that trend. Recent economic pressures, including higher fuel costs and broader inflationary concerns, have added to frustrations among younger generations. While India's economy continues to expand, many young people feel disconnected from the benefits of that growth. The result is a widening gap between national success stories and personal economic realities. Movements like the Cockroach Jantar Party thrive inside that gap. Whether the movement itself survives long-term is almost secondary. The fact that it emerged so rapidly suggests underlying grievances already existed and were waiting for an outlet. The implications extend beyond one protest in New Delhi. For Modi's government, the movement serves as a warning that economic growth alone may not satisfy younger voters if employment opportunities fail to keep pace with expectations. For India's opposition parties, it demonstrates that youth dissatisfaction remains politically significant, even if traditional opposition groups have struggled to capitalize on it. For social media platforms, it highlights how quickly online communities can evolve into real-world political forces. And for other countries, it offers a glimpse into the future of political mobilization, where viral movements can emerge outside conventional party structures and reach millions before governments fully understand what is happening. Most importantly, it reminds us that demographics matter. India's nearly 400 million young people represent one of the largest youth populations on Earth. Any movement that successfully captures even a fraction of their attention instantly becomes politically relevant. The Cockroach Jantar Party may be unconventional, it may be temporary, it may even fade as quickly as it appeared, but the frustrations that helped create it are unlikely to disappear so easily. And that is why this story matters. Because this is not really a story about a political movement named after a cockroach. It is a story about what happens when millions of young people feel that the system is no longer working for them.